Hey, friends. Happy Thrive Thursday. Here I am again. It is summer mornings at the barn. But I'm chilling in the car, literally, with the air conditioner. It's not too hot, but it is humid here in Oklahoma. All right. So today we have one of my favorite topics, smart summer cooking. Make ahead meals for real life. So if you're new to me, new to my world, I'm Rebecca, personal chef and kitchen coach. Today, we're going to dive into one of my favorite kinds of cooking, smart summer meals that keep life simple and flavorful. How does that sound? Drop a heck yeah down below. Whether you're getting ready to host for the 4th of July or just wanting to stop sweating over what's for dinner on hot days, this is for you. If you've ever wished your summer meals felt less chaotic and more connected, today's episode is full of easy wins. Drop fire down below. We're talking dips, skewers, salads, my favorite 80-20 rule, and what to do with all those leftovers the next day. So if you want my holiday prep checklist and summer hosting guide, drop the word summer and I'll send it straight to your inbox. Alrighty, let's get into it. So let's talk real life hosting for July 4th or any backyard gathering for that matter. The key is prepping food that holds well in the heat, tastes great at room temperature, and doesn't require you to babysit a grill for hours. How does all of that sound? So here are 3 categories that I make sure I make the most of, right? So as you hear these recipes, drop the name of the recipe down below and I'll make sure to get that right over to you. All right, 3 of my top dips that double as flavor bombs, right? We want this to be simple, but we also want this to be flavorful and memorable. If it's flavorful, it's going to be memorable. All right, 3 dips, here we go. Lemon herb whipped feta. This pairs great with veggies as well as grilled chicken. All right, cowboy caviar, Oklahoma, Texas, whatever southwestern state you want to throw in there. This can also double as a salad topper or scoopable salsa. These are also great budget-friendly dips as well. Classic hummus or tzatziki with chopped cucumber and dill. Very refreshing. All right, so those are the 3 dips: whipped feta, cowboy caviar, and classic hummus or tzatziki. All right, let's talk skewers. Here's 3 different skewer ideas for the win. Chicken or shrimp, marinated ahead of time, of course. Think citrus and garlic or soy and ginger or citrus, garlic, soy, ginger. All right, whatever your favorite marinade is. You could also do veggie skewers with mushrooms, cherry tomatoes, and zucchini, or put them together. And so you have a protein and a veg on the same skewer, right? So here's your pro tip for skewers. Grill them earlier in the day and then serve them at room temp with a drizzle of sauce. Or grill earlier in the day and then you simply warm up on the grill right before serving time. Okay. And here are 3 salads that can sit, right? We all want to make sure that our mayo-based salads aren't sitting out there in the hot and sweltering heat for too long. So here's 3 that you don't need to worry about. The first one is arugula, summer berries, and goat cheese with a balsamic glaze. The dressing goes on at the last minute, or you could sit it right on the side and guests can put their own dressing on the salad. A pasta salad, but this isn't mayo based, right? This is a pasta salad with pesto, mozzarella, and roasted peppers. Holds beautifully. A little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic, any other herbs you want to throw in there. Flavorful, simple, easy, and holds. And then, of course, the last one, this can also be a dip, the Texas caviar or a cucumber salad, not mayo-based or sour cream-based, but just the one with red onion, again, salt, pepper, olive oil, my favorites. They've got some onion there. You want minced garlic or grated garlic, just a tiny bit for a little bit of an extra layer of flavor in there, right? These are all crowd pleasers that are not going to wilt on your backyard buffet table, right? These are low lift, high reward dishes that let you stay present with your guests and out of the kitchen. How does that sound to you? Does that sound great? Right? Low maintenance, low lift, high reward. and keeps you with your party. All right, let's talk about that 80-20 rule for stress-free entertaining. So, how many of you have heard the 80-20 rule when it comes to sustainable lifestyle changes? Raise your hand. I know I have, and I did just recently, but we'll talk about that later. So the 80-20 rule, right? 80% is planned, is strategic, is what you have is your routine. 20% is what's flexible, is what you can work with. So take a breath, because not every summer gathering has to be perfect, right? And the secret is in the 80-20 rule: 80% planned, 20% flexible. So here's what I do. I choose 3 or 4 components that can be made ahead, like the dips and the salads, even assembling the skewers, and then leave room for 1 or 2 last minute, no stress, low stress add-ons. Maybe somebody brings dessert, maybe we grab snow cones or popsicles. Sliced watermelon is always a great dessert, especially in the summer, right? Also my suggestion would be aim for 80% homemade, 20% store-bought. There is so much high quality, pre-prepped store-bought ingredients that we can take advantage of these days. So if you want to buy things like the rolls, the chips, even a pre-made dessert, great. You are not a bad host. Let me repeat that. You are not a bad host. You're a smart one. The real win is when you can enjoy the day, not just serve the day. Drop fire if that sounds great to you. So if this mind shift helps, tag a friend who also needs to hear this today, because my friends, we have a 3-day holiday weekend coming up, and I want you to be present with your family and friends and enjoy every single one of it. All right. So now what happens after these holiday gatherings? More likely than not, there are leftovers. So let's talk about a few creative ways that you can repurpose those leftovers. Because if you're cooking for a crowd, right, you're bound to have extras. And sometimes it's even strategic to have those leftovers, so you have less to think about, especially when it's a long holiday weekend. So here's some of my favorite next day ideas. Again, drop the dish name down below and I'll get the recipe right over to you. So skewers are great. You can toss them into it with the skewers. You can toss those into a wrap with tzatziki or layer over greens and grains for a bowl, right? What can you do with corn on the cob? You can cut the kernels off, mix into a corn avocado salsa, or put them into quesadillas. I love roasted veggie quesadillas. Those are one of my favorites. Pasta salad, what can you do with this? Add in some chopped spinach, top with a grilled protein, and you have a complete lunch. If you have leftover watermelon or berries, you could blend those into a smoothie or freeze for a slushy treat. And those hummus and dip trays, those seem to hang around like nobody's business, right? These you can easily turn into a snack plate for yourself, your family, for family and friends that hang around for the weekend, right? Or you could even take those veggies and toss them in the oven. Roast those off with some, again, olive oil, salt, pepper, and any other herbs and seasonings that you want to throw on there. So think of it like summer meal prep without the pressure. You already did the work. Now you're just going to remix it. So whether you're hosting, bringing a dish, or just trying to feed your family in the middle of summer chaos, you've got options. You don't have to choose between flavor and simplicity. You just need a system that works with your real life. And I've got one ready for you. So if you want my holiday prep checklist and summer hosting guide, drop summer in the comments and I'll get that right over to you. It's packed with prep tips, timing guides, make ahead ideas, and recipes that actually work so you can host with joy, not stress. Until next time, keep it flavorful and fun. And remember, the kitchen doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. See you soon, friends.